Hello, world. Welcome to an exciting day of Crosskeys 2024 Link to the Past Rando Tournament. We have two really great runners here for you today, Iceman_F1 and StructuralMike. My name is Rosalindis. I'm here with Fall Foliage. How are you doing today?
Good. How are you?
I could use a drink, like some coffee, but this water will do. But I'm excited to see how this race is going to unfold.
You to get something to drink. If you want some coffee, go make some coffee. If I could manifest some
water
for
tastes
you,
delicious.
over to you, I would.
And we're off. Nothing spectacular out of the starting house. They're both opting for the Eastern play, which is quite interesting.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird place without the flute to get to. So when I played Crosskeys, I definitely did that a lot.
No real help there. Okay, so Iceman's gonna have a little bit of an edge, having a bomb before Mike to see what in Hype Cave. Mike is opting to not pursue it any further, which is unfortunate because of that hammer that just showed up.
It's really nice because the hammer is not only important for more than one thing, it actually unlocks the ability to kill things too. So without using bushes anymore.
In Crosskeys, your first several minutes, probably about your first half hour, is just collecting information, seeing entrances and exits. Yep. You'd like the hammer fairly early on the off chance that the Cackwell is over at the Magic Bat drop down.
Yep. Okay,
there's a dark cave in the Lumberjack house. Now, there's
that is
a good chance that Mike actually already knows which one this is.
Yeah, especially he's going through it. So that no, he's not. Okay, let's see what is behind Aga 1 today.
Just a thief.
Well, let's see what it is. And it is a compass, so for that at least we won't. And that's one of the nice things about seeing like thieves or something like that behind Aga, because at least you know what it is if it's a fire rod or something like that. But if it's like Magic Bat, you have no idea what it is until you do it. It's a little scarier.
Anything that you can't scout is always a bad feeling.
For sure. Yeah.
Because then you just have to invest the time and hope you're right.
Yeah. Especially, Aga Tower's not exactly what you call the shortest thing to do in the universe, so you don't.
Neither tower is really. Like, if you have the equipment to pull it off, they both can be done in relatively 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Got us a swamp palace, but Mike's getting us a sword, which is immensely okay. Hi, Ganon.
Well, that's where Ganon is.
So with an explosive in hand, Mike's gonna recover those lost items from Hype Cave. He's gonna be pleasantly surprised to find that it is going to be immensely helpful.
Yes, for sure.
So we got a case where both runners are essentially kind of retracing each other's steps, just a little bit in different directions. So are you a sync starter to start, or do you like starting at your house?
I mean, I'm 50-50. I'll literally flip a coin right before I start, and that's where I get. I mean, I like just being, I guess, crazy as you call it, and I guess going literally and figuratively right before I start, and that's what makes me decide where I'm going. If it's hard, I usually start at Link's house, and if it's not, I start at a thing.
I originally was a Houlihan starter, then started doing the I start at my house, grab the item immediately, and then just back out and go check out Sank.
Yeah.
Because on the off chance that the house just has something useful, it would always, it'd just be a shame to walk away from that for the half hour that I spend searching the whole world. It's like, oh, the boots are there. I could have just had that.
Yeah, I mean, I guess always depends on where Sank is in Crosskeys. Could definitely get you that half-hour delay to Link's house. So I definitely see that as a potential problem, but yeah, and I could definitely see your point. If boots are there, if Moon Pearl is there, if Flute's there, then going to the Sank and then having Flute already before you go into attack would be beneficial. Hello, Thieves Town. Big key to
Ice Palace. It's no real help.
Not yet. But that's one of those sad big keys that you technically don't need.
You don't need it.
In logic, you
right
do.
Up until it's something that is crucial, like a keychain, or oh, there's your skin of Samaria. It's been there the whole time. It's certainly never a bad taste in my mouth.
Yeah. Just ask Smirk JD. That I've never had that happen before.
Yeah.
The history of my random now. I've never had that happen.
The Village of Dungeons, holy cow.
Yeah.
We got us Meyer, we got Eastern, Thieves Town.
Even Scottish Bear saying she's never left Boots in Link's house for 30 minutes.
I believe her.
Me too.
I don't believe her, chat.
I don't believe her either.
All right, what do we got us in Cackawell here? Just some health. Anything?
Ooh, peanut burner.
That's
a safety item.
It's helpful. Money.
Hello,
some
Blue
protection and a sword. Exciting. Exciting stuff. As far as access to other places, Canaberna puts Laser Ridge into logic the second we see that, so that could be something useful. I don't know. Probably not.
Yeah, that is definitely a thing. You know, having a logical access to it, but I know for Spike Cave, I think it's like a bottle and cane or half magic, something to that regard. Let's see what's in Top House Project.
All right, stupid old man has nothing as always.
Yeah. And I think this particular seed is cursed to begin with, because usually you don't get 2 swords within the first 10 minutes of most Crosskeys games. I mean, that's really nice of it. So
I think it depends on who rolled the seed.
Yeah, that is true too.
If I rolled the seed, we get no swords for about an hour.
Yeah.
And then everyone's go mode is their second sword.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh, spec rock connector. Now that's a good trick to know how to do because sometimes the course of a crosskey seed can change irrevocably just by being able to bomb jump across the gap.
Yes.
Because
Yep.
if you know where like spec rock upper spits out, and if it spits out in a place that is largely inaccessible in other ways, like say the top of Death Mountain, east or west, you just gained a fountain of knowledge.
Oh, and there's the glove.
First glove.
Oh,
Unfortunately, Mike does not have the sufficient explosives to take the risk. Nor is he
no.
going to just follow it.
Yeah, and then that also puts Iceman to not have the glow, at least not yet. And that's going to be interesting to see. I'm assuming he'll go back for it, but the longer he stays away from it, the worse it gets. Although it's still early in the Crosskeys match, but still, when there's an item in places like that, you at least want to see what the item is.
Like whenever I'm, oh well, there's the top. Never mind. Old lady connector.
Thanks, video game.
I never like seeing. Oh my goodness gracious me! Pod is here as well, so we've got what was that? 4 dungeons just here in the village.
Yeah, that exactly. It's crazy.
But whenever I find something like a big heat of mire in Pod, you just don't stop believing. Memes, haha. Anyway, whenever I find spec rock mid, I try to like leave it till the end of the entrances that I'm looking at, so that way I can take that opportunity to follow it out because it's a long connector to go through, and it's one of those situations where if you can't easily get back to it, you just have to risk the exit is something that you leave behind.
Absolutely, yeah.
Numerous times I've left, spec rock left, only to find that it led to a place where I was supposed to walk to another exit or entrance, and oh look, there's the pearl or the mirror.
All right, so we're seeing the mimics on both sides.
I don't know if I'm totally in favor of this. Like, Pod is not the worst to get to. It's just in the village, which is a little out of the way. But, like, you're mimic clipping for just 2 out of logic items. Well, I would have been totally wrong here because it was just a key to this dungeon, so...
Which is very
Now that's bow locked.
Yeah. So that's definitely an advantage being able to mimic like this. Now you can go deeper into Pod and get things that you may not have been able to get before.
Like, I'll be real, the last race of ooh, interesting play on Mike's side.
Oh, he's gonna go in the front door.
He's not opening so Mike's not opening the front door. He's checking the big key chest.
Right.
I like to call it the balcony chest because it's on a balcony.
I like that. I think we should rename it the balcony chest. I like that.
Like the one that Iceman just did is arrow chest, balcony chest, and then this one down here is the pit.
I like that a lot. I've been playing this game forever, and I never thought of those. That's awesome.
So Pod really didn't have anything other than the big key from Meyer. Everything else was just a key to itself or something you could have done without.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see how Mike finishes up the village checks here. He's got 3 more entrances to see, and then it's going to be a question of, does he go back for Old Lady? Does he do Spec Rock left?
Well, I'm a connectors person. I love following connectors even early game. Even when I'm not supposed, even when, you know, I haven't even finished looking at the village of the Kakariko, I'm like, I gotta know where things go.
I'm the type who will try to check all nearby. Okay, so we've seen the other side of Old Lady at least.
Yep.
I like to check all nearby entrances and exits, but then I will, once I'm at a dead end, a point where I'm going to save and quit, that's the point where I will, like, follow the connector out to see just where it goes for the sake of scouting.
Yeah, for sure.
If it is something that you can ignore and just write off, then, you know, at least you know. But then if it's someplace that you're going to have to come back to later, you're going to want to know where that is as well. Like right there, Bumper Cave. Got us a map check, and looks like Meyer is a good crystal, but the bird won't have any of it. That is unfortunate.
The death of dactyls.
A little unfortunate on Mike's side, being at a bit of a deficit in the way of explosives here. Alright, what doth the potion shop have for us today? Pyro Cancel.
Yeah, and if you, so the question is now, do you go, because technically I think it's Zelda Cell is locked by the second key, but do you take both keys and go to Zelda Cell, or you take one key and go?
In this situation, you absolutely go to Zelda's Cell.
Oh, yeah, no.
The Sanctuary starts at the Sanctuary spot.
Yep,
and they both have found a glove, so they've already seen the back of it. Thus, the small key doesn't benefit them to scum.
Yeah.
So, you absolutely go to Zelda Cell.
Yeah. Well, right, in this case.
Nice rod.
Ugh, my least favorite item in the universe. The ice rod and I are not friends.
It's one of them items that has earned quite a few enemies over the years.
Yeah.
So Eisman has discovered that this is Bat Descent Cave. But is opting not to follow it out. Now, I'm not sure how I feel about that. I think in a Crosskey setting, especially if it's a race setting, if you're gonna walk out of your way to scout a dark cave to see which one it is, you sort of might as well follow it through. Then again, that does entail knowing exactly how each of the dark caves are laid out. Oh, what a pleasant start. You know, it's a strat, or a playstyle rather, of how much bunny walking you're going to be doing in a cross-key setting. But sometimes it's necessary. Sometimes you're gonna need to walk through places and see where entrances and exits take you, but a lot of the times you end up just wasting time because you have to retread the same ground to find all of those item entrances. Like, say, for instance, they find Mini Moldorm Cave while they're bunny walking. They just have to go back there a second time.
Yeah. No, you definitely have a point there. I mean, but but you can also find like StructuralMike is in TR. So
Mike, did you forget something?
he didn't get the key from the Pokey, did he? Hopefully he had one, but we'll have to go get it later.
I would have grabbed a second part.
Yeah, especially with these chain chumps. I agree with you.
Just because sword beams will at least allow you to hit the crystal switch a little bit easier. And Mike's calling it quits there. Alright, so what have we got left to see? Technically, there is the upper area of Dark World in Logic, because you just have to follow out the connector from Spec Rock, which is rather unfortunate. You never want to be in the situation of having to choose to bunny walk or not. What an unfortunate drop.
Wondering if in this speed you kind of might have to.
I don't believe Mike checked Dark Cross.
I don't think he did either. So what's in Dark Cross?
So what have we not seen? We have not seen Magic Bat or Lumberjack?
That's correct.
So that means that it's a 50-50 chance. Well, technically it's not a 50-50 chance, but it's a chance that the drop here is just an item. So you take the risk.
Yeah, so that's all.
Oh,
so
we also haven't seen Uncle.
Yeah, so and Uncle's vanilla.
Looks like our stun prize is a heart.
That would have been funny if that was the lamp, because that is one of the places it can be in the vanilla game. Just sitting there.
Well, so far so nothing.
Yeah.
There's the top of TR, and the wrong cane to do it, so.
Yeah.
Like opting for the South Shore checks this time. And I think it is a wiser play to check the rest of Light World before you start scouring Dark World. Sometimes it pays off to scour the Dark World first. Well, there you go. Laser Bridge. Cane of Verna. So this is technically in Logic.
And you have amazing runners who don't even need to bother with such things.
And that's why you don't want to bunny walk too much. And
and there's
especially because the pearl is just right there.
Yeah.
We saw Blind's house in, I think it was Village of Outcast Fortune Teller.
Yep.
So what ends up happening is Iceman's got to go south to Laser Bridge, get that pearl, and then just go back.
I think this is the second or third seed I've seen in a row where Moon Pearl has been on Laser Bridge, accessible pretty early. We have a connector there. And there's the other part of the TR.
Mike, what are you doing?
That's what I'd like to do. Oh, he's
I guess he forgot he didn't have the big key.
Yeah, that is a possibility. Unless he's going back for that key that he already forgot, because he had to have seen the other side of.
No, he's going back to the Dark World now because he's got the pearl, and this is 100% in logic. So he wants to scout all this stuff.
Didn't realize I missed this.
Ooh, that's super funny. Means you never have to follow this through.
Yeah, I like Super Bunny.
Like, it's a tough call deciding whether or not you want to start just diving the Dark World before the Light World is finished. Because there might be some other things you need out of it. Like, especially the fact that Eastern was over in the village, and I believe neither runner touched it, which... I don't know how I feel about it. Sphere Zero Eastern. Too many times. Too many. Oh, I see Ice Palace.
Yeah. No, I agree with you.
It's still in the village, just in the different world.
just the opportunity. Yeah, just the Dark World time.
But like, whether you do or don't believe in Eastern or things like that, it's just a matter of there are at least 3 items in logic. Sphere Zero. Oh, nice hook shot.
And your point to earlier, now that StructuralMike didn't do a lot of bunny walking, when he finds when he finds Mini Moldorm Cave, he'll be able to do it in his first try without having to go back to it.
Not only that, he's going to have an easier time doing Dark Cross, having re-entered from the Dark World, because now all of the bats and rats do full hearts worth of damage.
Right.
This is a little bit risky, because unfortunately, while they do more damage, they take less damage. So,
yeah, because they follow their Dark World counterparts in that instead of their light world ones. Yeah.
Mike's having a little bit of trouble, and you just got a useless piece of cardboard. That's okay. Where'd they go? There they are.
And then you can never find one that wants to hit you. It's when you don't want them to hit you, they hit you, and when you want them to hit you, they leave you alone.
So it's good to see that this... Ooh, that is the other side of Bat Descent. And it looks like Mike is just gonna follow it through. Ah, that doesn't feel good. He's gonna be a little disappointed when he goes out the other side and he's just at Lumberjack because there's kind of nothing there. He is at least going to see where Brother Connector takes him. And Iceman's getting a hook shot. Oh, well. Useless Brother is useless. Now to Mike's chagrin here. Mike doesn't know that Blind's house was just right there next to Village of Outcasts. So he's going to be a little bit late to that. So here's to hoping that Iceman can find something beneficial in there. Like, say, the mirror or some fire source. Because that'll save a lot of time.
The mirror unlocks so much in Crosskeys especially, that its value is a lot higher because you can do more things in one shot.
Absolutely. Like, even without the pearl, the mirror is extremely useful. Anything that you can just open in chests becomes accessible. If you've got Master Sword, you can even kill certain things. Did Iceman forget about Blind's house as well? Oh, that's where it was. I thought it was Fortune Teller. My mistake. So we got us a compass, money, the boots. Oh, that is unfortunate. Oh, and a big key to Thieves Town.
Oh, so that is beatable now.
So the big key just puts Blind Cell on the table. Nothing else is technically in logic. But that doesn't mean anything because it's a possibility that that cell just has the mitts. And that's all the game wanted you to do. I'm definitely not speaking of experience that happened less than 12 hours ago. Nope, not me.
Come on now, Roz. But yeah, let's see how long it takes for StructuralMike to get to the booth.
Oh,
small.
This is a bit worrisome because with the hammer, he's going to the right. So, well, there's a potion shop. Good to know where that is. Ooh.
Oh,
GT.
you can do a lot. You can do a lot in GT. This is going to be interesting.
Now, technically, there are only 2 rooms, I think, in Logic. Maybe not. I think it might just actually be Stalfos' room that's in Logic.
Yeah, that I'm not sure of, but I know that you can get pretty right because it just depends on how many keys you have. He had 1 coming in. Captain's 1977 saying 7 in Logic.
So I got this white medallion. help there. Yeah, as chat is indicating, when you are in GT and you have multiple keys, you just do as much as you can.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, yeah.
Like, you try to do it as efficiently as you can, but you do as much of it as you can do.
Here's to hoping he finds a bow before going to Ice Armos, because that is a pain of a fight to do without it. I mean, you can, but it's not most friendly.
As long as you can keep the knights kind of pinned to the wall and stop them from setting in their beginner position, then you can maintain control of the fight.
Yep.
Well, there's the bow.
That works too.
Oh my, that's, I believe, supposed to be 4 key locked. I don't know. I have opinions about GT key logic. I will keep them to myself.
I've been playing the game since 91 and I still don't know the GT key logic, so I'm
It depends on which branch of the game you're playing, whether it's VT logic, ES logic, or DS logic. Oh no, my opinion. All right, you. I will not take the bait. That's bait, chat. You almost got me. That's unfortunate though. Eastern is a pendant, so hopefully there will be something useful in here, and then you will never have to come back. Having to come back multiple times for pendant dungeons just doesn't feel good.
And it's not even like one
like
of the ones you want to find either, because you know it's either blue or red, which is almost meaningless as far as we know where green is already. So
interesting choice. Mike set up a death warp after the second chest and is leaving. There's one more in logic. And he's opting for Meyer instead. It looks like GT was largely rewarding here.
GT, I think, has 27 items in it. So yeah, I mean it's just always one of those ones when you find you just get as much of it as you can, as we said. But yeah, let's see what's in some of these boots places now.
That's Meyer Shed. Very fitting that Mike's dipping Meyer while Iceman found Meyer Shed. Ha ha. Okay, so what do we got? Ooh, that puts the ice rod on the table. Okay, and will the pyramid be any use? Nope. Neither was the big chest.
Oh, and
well, we got us a shroom. Oh,
And so close to its vanilla place. It's just a couple of spots off. Hello, Kane.
oh, the vanilla jokes. Oh, Mike is opting not to do it. Ah, you win this time, Alex. You win this time. Yeah, with no fire source, or light source, I should say, and 5 hearts, I think it's
I
probably
can blame him.
irresponsible to risk Vitreous now.
And Catfish having the mirror. Oh my god.
Catfish.
That is I
Catfish
have
has mirror.
words.
Gamma is all kinds of upsetty spaghetti about this. Sorry, Moon. This is a Homewrecker special. This is a Gamma special, too. Bit of a smart play on Iceman going back to check the top of Hyrule Castle as soon as you got
The mirror.
the mirror off Catfish. Need Gamma versus Home, give them this seed. I am in favor of this decision. Ooh. Castle Tower small. That's gonna close the loop on that whenever they find it. There's the Thieves Town small, so Mike can just not do Thieves Town because he doesn't have the big key for it. I forgot that was in Blind's house.
It'd be really funny if the fire rod was also in its vanilla dungeon.
If the fire rod is vanilla as well, I'm gonna lose my marbles. But the only way that it can be vanilla at this point is if it's in the big chest or if it's in the front chest, the back of Skullwoods.
Yep.
Sand grab there. Iceman's getting a lot of information from the boots and the mirror at the same time.
And that it just shows you the value of the especially of the mirror, but the boots as well.
It also shows you this is a case study right here of the singular decision that can change the course of a seed entirely.
Oh.
Mike
Yeah.
has just not gone to the arrow game, which has a couple of things that give him all of the incentive in the world to do the Dark World stuff. Another pod small. So between the runners, I believe that gives them the back of pod, but you don't really care until you have at least like a fire source.
Well, there's the back of Skull Woods. We still have one more shot. 2 more shots. Big chest and this chest here under the bridge.
No help there. Small key to TR.
There's the fire rod.
Ooh, well. Unfortunately, on Iceman's side, he doesn't have any small keys, so he can't exactly run back and do it right now. Mike doesn't have the mirror, which means that he's gonna have to save that for later.
Yeah, the mirror, like we said, the mirror is probably one of the most valuable items to have in the early game.
It can be a bit of a blessing and a curse, because if you like follow connectors out and it takes you to locations where, like, outside of Laser Bridge, and you have to make the decision to go hunting on the mountain for something useful. Oh, there's the top of Paradox Cave.
Just call it the Heart Container Cave so far.
Okay, with any luck, Mike is gonna head down and see. And here we go.
Big.
So, unfortunately, Paradox didn't have too much. It had the Desert Small. Was that it?
I believe so. The Desert Small, and I believe one of the other big keys.
All right, so on Mike's side, he has the means to full clear Thieves Town. Now, here is where something amazing can happen. If something like the flippers or a big key to, say, what else we got? Pod can just be in Thieves Town. Or a big key to TR.
Yeah, because I think
Something
we found
that
big key into Iceman.
benefits doing the Thieves Town big chest. All right, Mike is making his way into GT now, and we're going to see shortly if he decides to go the same route as Iceman did. The benefit that he has is he's going to be able to check tile chest, but unfortunately he doesn't have the fire rod yet, so he's going to have to make do with just this.
Or lamp. You can do it with lamp, but it's not.
Well, what I mean is he doesn't have fire rod or lamp, so he has to stick with the tile room, and that's it.
Yep.
A big key to TR. Not bad.
No. Well, now between the two of them, they can beat Trinex.
If Mike follows in the footsteps of Iceman and like receives the mirror, does all those checks, and then eventually gets the fire rod out of that was on Death Mountain.
Yep.
He's gonna have the means to do 2 whole dungeons.
Although I don't know how pleasant it would be fighting Trinax with 6 hearts, but could be worse.
It's not too bad. I mean, ooh, Smoky to Swamp on the torch. Unfortunately, Swamp's a pendant, so it's not the most beneficial to just do it. I can't do it anyway, they don't have the flippers, but still. Mike is absolutely going full left side.
Oh, there's the other castle tower small.
Not that it really matters, because you don't exactly care. When you know that Aga Tower hides nothing, you don't really care.
Well, yeah, Aga Tower hides nothing until the 2 chests in it don't.
I'm always surprised to see that people will not pay attention to which pot they pick up when they do the jump over that invisible tile room.
Mm.
The top pot has a small magic jar, and then the bottom has arrows. So knowing your equipment status, your magic status, things like that, choosing your pot accordingly. Oh, Mike is very wisely setting up a death.
Ooh, tempered sword on floating island. That would be a nice connector to find.
Yeah, you have a bottle. You can do that. And it's no help. That's okay. All right, how about 7 hearts? Is that better for Trinex? 7 hearts and blue mail?
More acceptable.
Where's the mirror? Catfish. Well, the mushroom turn-in was not as helpful as it could have been. But we're learning that TR is one of the good crystals.
Yep.
So what this means is that Iceman has to get into Mire to get the vanilla Samaria so they can go back to GT for the big key and tile room so they can do TR. That's an unfortunate double dip.
Yeah, the other problem is StructuralMike has to find the mirror, which is locked on catfish, and
that is a great question to ask. Who wants to go to Mire without Samaria? It's the same question of like, who wants to go Eastern without the big Kibo? Who wants to go Swamp without the hook shot? Who wants to go Mire without Samaria? Pod without at least 4 keys?
and hammer.
Wants to go Mire? Well, in this case, Mike. Mike wanted to go Mire, and he was rewarded for it. Okay, so Mire small doesn't really help too much. Church of Satan, hail Satan. All right, and what has been in logic ever since the big key showed its ugly head? A small key to Hera that has just been on the table the whole time. But what did Juicetown hide? Just a boomerang. Most unfortunate. Okay. Blind is a scripted fight, yada yada yada. Very nice fight. And Iceman's benefit, he has not been in Skullwoods yet. He's going to be able to do pretty much everything over here, including the big chest and the back entrance. It's always an unpleasant... Oh, nice half magic. It's always an unpleasant feeling of having to, like, go through Skullwoods a second time just for the sake of a singular check or entrance. But when you're missing, like, one dungeon and you've got, like, the Skullwoods back or the TR main entrance... Was the old man's bunny sprite? Stalfos. Okay. I think Mike might be making the play for catfish. Looks like it. And Iceman's gonna get to check the back entrance to Skullwoods. Oopsie. Messed up the kern jump, and gets the sprite deletion anyway. Gotta be careful though, because dying would be a bad thing. Trademark. And we just hit the hour mark, so if you are just dropping in for the race, now's a good time to give you guys the lowdown on our runners. Go ahead and drop them a follow. Iceman_F1 versus StructuralMike. This is the 2-2 match of Link to the Past Randomizer Crosskeys 2024 tournament. My name is Rosalindis, and with me is Fall Foliage. Mike is not opting for the catfish. Why? Oh, maybe he's just doing it a weird order of checking. I'm betting he's anticipating a save quitting from catfish. He's gonna discover a pleasant, unpleasant surprise. I also wanted to give big old thank you and shout outs to Scottish Brave 44 for hosting this restream. If you're not following the channel, you terrible monsters, now is a good time to do so. She's a pleasant and wonderful, awesome sauce rando streamer here as well. Much better than me. Positive influence on the community, which is why she's better. Anywho, Bookshot Cave has a Meyer Small Bear of the Flippers. Ooh. Now it's going to be Iceman's choice of, do you go back for Swamp Palace? Oh wait, they haven't found the floodgate yet. Please, it's not a competition. It's a tournament. It's literally a tournament. The definition of a tournament is a competition between competitors.
Alright, so I have a big key to Eastern.
Alright, and there's Aga Tower again. So, what is the tower going to hold for us?
Garbage.
Ooh, nice call on Mike's side. Getting to check all of the mountain stuff.
Ooh, Aga Tower had nothing. And StructuralMike will not be able to finish Bullwood just yet, but he's not far from the fire rod.
I believe Iceman fell into the same pit as well.
Yeah.
Because
Of where the fire.
it's in a position where they can't easily get back to.
Right.
That's the old man's spawning location. Actually, yes, StructuralMike is actually going to be able to do Skullwoods because the fire rod's here, Skullwoods is there, and he did actually have a Skullwood small. That's the difference. I remember now. What a pleasantly unpleasant Hotel Mario resort.
I thought the idea of Crosskeys was to find Hotel Mario, and whoever finds it first wins.
I mean, it's an interesting strat to poke Moth with Master Sword. I mean, the dash pokes are doing like a couple hits, but it would be the equivalent of just spinning Moth into the block. Unfortunately, Moth doesn't want to go down without a fight, but Mike gets the kill and gets the powder. That's going to be our first crystal. Oh, wait, no. Second crystal between our runners.
Here's Deep Stone.
So with the hookshot and the merit in hand, Mike's got a lot of access to the mountain. So you kind of just do that if you're in that situation, because it's... Oh yeah, Mike hasn't done anything on the mountain. Okay. What a stupid placement for Paradox Cave. At least Mike knows where the bottom of Paradox Cave spits out, so he doesn't have to care. He can just continue on doing the rest of the mountain checks. And just like that, Mike has caught up fairly quickly.
So now the big difference between our runners is Misery Mire. And the fact that StructuralMike has Red Cane, which locks the TR Big Key. And so that is the big point of it as of right now, at least.
Both of our runners have the ability to finish actually every crystal dungeon. Yes. No matter what the distribution is now. Mike's got information apparently that Eastern's a pendant. So even if either Hera or your Ice Palace is a crystal, he has the ability to finish everything. Iceman is opting for the pod play, which I see the benefit of it. Pod's a pendant, though, so that means that the remaining crystals are going to be ice and just ice, because Mike's got everything else tracked. What a lovely flute in the back of pod. And that's the only thing that's in logic, but you're gonna do more just for the sake of it. Mike's had enough of these freaking squirrels all over his head. Nice find to get the pod, to get the flute in pod in the village, though, because this way you can just leave and activate the flute.
Yep.
And there's our floodgate. So Mike has access to everything at this point. Wait, no. Mike's missing the flippers because he hasn't done Hookshot Cave. Between our runners, they do have access to pretty much everything, other than MIT checks. I see the appeal. If you're here, you might as well, or something. Because you're never coming back for Venus/Wishing Well.
No.
Is Mike in go mode? He doesn't realize it, but yes, he is. He just needs to find Hera. So in actuality, he might not be in go mode.
Right, so we don't know where Hera is at the moment.
Hera could be behind the mitts. Hera could also be just behind a mirror check somewhere. It could just be in pod area.
Well, in the meantime, if I were him, yeah, you got it's just start clearing dungeons. So in the meantime, while you think of where you want to go.
I think Iceman is gonna finally bite the bullet, and oh, Iceman is opting for Thieves Town first. But they have seen the bomb shop. If I remember correctly, the bomb shop is it's in a bad location, I think. Which means that they're going to need the flute in order to access the pyramid. Alright. No help from Landmo, but that's going to be our third crystal on Mike's side. With any luck, that Meyer Small will jog Iceman's memory that he hasn't seen much of anything in Meyer. And he's got 7 things that he can just do.
Yeah.
5 of them are in logic, but when you have the ability to do like almost everything in Meyer and you're just looking for anything. Oh, there's Hera. So Mike is in fact in go mode. And so at this point, he's just looking for a sword.
Oh, is that what I was going to say? That's probably what I didn't realize that's what he was over. Yeah. And there is a sword on Floating Island, but we don't know how to get there, unfortunately. Well, assuming that there's no swords or arrow up or silvers in the near future, we are looking at Master Sword Silverless Ganon, which is 52 spins of dizziness.
As long as you have the Cane of Samaria, it's not nearly as bad as it seems. Some folks might not like the Samaria strats, and that's okay. The trick is to press into the block. It seems like the Samaria strat actually can make everything go so much faster. You can 3 cycle phase 1. You can 2 cycle phase 2, and then phase 3 is however long it takes. And then phase 4, you can 8 cycle it at the very least. Iceman, opting for Eastern, has the means to do it all. And it looks like Mike is absolutely blitzing all of the dungeons he can now. So, there you go. There is a reason that dipping Eastern a little bit early does actually help a bit. You learn early on that it's a pendant, that you're not going to need to do it.
Hey, so down goes.
You would have had the mix. Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
And Mike does not care about anything else. Not even going back for the checks in in TR. He's beelining straight for Meyer. And if I'm not mistaken, Ice is also here too?
It is. And Ice is a really quick dungeon. Especially
with Samaria, yeah.
Samaria just breaks the game in all kinds of ways. And unfortunately, Iceman is just trying to find Cane of Samaria.
Iceman is trying to find any means of progression, really.
And he's, yeah. And it's just one of those weird things you just sometimes you just don't want to go into Maya without Samaria, but
it's kind of the same feeling of not wanting to go into pod without too many keys or the means to finish it, because it's a pain in the arse to get into in vanilla entrances.
Yeah. No, you're right.
You learn in modes like 80 keys, you start to divorce your distaste for going into places without the means to finish it. Because you're gonna double dip pretty much everything. And if you just bite the bullet and go in, you have the checks done, and there's a good chance that it could give you something. So Eastern, apart from that glove and the map telling you what it is, was just no help. That's gonna be really painful for Iceman.
And now he's gonna probably do some. He's gonna do some. He's gonna do glove checks, Smith, etc.
I'm wondering if Iceman's opting for Swamp.
Oh, that's a good. Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's the one entrance that he didn't do.
Now we just need Ice Palace.
I am curious as to what Iceman is looking for.
I mean, is he looking for? He's might be looking for Samaria.
Well, because
but
he has the ability to finish Desert. He has the ability to finish Hera. He has the ability to finish Skull Woods, Ice Palace.
yeah,
Doesn't have the ability to finish much, but does have 7 checks available. There are 3 crystal dungeons that he can just finish right now. And then a 4th, which, you know.
no, that's a good point.
And as I remember, Allison was talking about it, where he was ahead for a period of time in a race, and then was missing like one thing, and grouped like all the other stuff together to try and find the item that he was missing, but he was neglecting his crystal dungeons. So if he had just done the crystal dungeons, he would have found that missing item that was just along the pathway.
Yep.
And he would have taken the win. So it's always beneficial to look at your crystal dungeons, which ones you can just finish, and try to prioritize those, especially.
A, B, C, D.
This is my question, is like, what is it that Iceman is really looking for?
Yeah. I mean,
Mike doesn't know that this is a pendant, but it doesn't matter, I suppose. I think Mike is just grouping together every dungeon he can. So he's about to learn that this is the last pendant, which means he's just going to immediately rush Ice, and that'll be it. If he had just rushed Ice instead, this would have been a sub 90 Crosskeys. Holy cow.
That's insane.
That's the freaking... Those are those Sally's Comet instances right there. You just love seeing them.
Some people can't even do a, you know, I mean, sometimes even cast boots doesn't end up being that fast.
All right, so if there's little that can stop Mike at this point, he has everything he needs to finish Ice, especially really quickly. I'm sure Mike will regret all of his decisions due to the time of this race. If Hera was mislocked, this would have been completely different. Yes.
Yes.
Like, if it had been at Hammerpeg's cave, or yeah, if it had been at the Hammerpeg's location, I think this race would have been like completely different. But again, it shows you like the singular decisions of just how far the pendulum can swing in either direction. Whether it's getting the boots to the mirror early, to finding Samaria for a big key early. So the pendulum doth swing.
I'm just curious if Captain's saying that because I think he was commentating a race with Adirondack Rick yesterday, and that's what was the answer, was Mitz locked Hera yesterday. Was that yesterday or today? I don't quite remember. No, it was yesterday. Oh yeah. So thank you guys for it because it was here. Reasons. Oh, and there's Tempered Sword. That's
So Mike's not going to get
Nope.
Tempered Sword, but
nope.
it's not going to take him as not to be rude or mean to our racers here. It is not going to take Mike 5 crystals to kill Ganon.
Yeah, no, yeah.
That is our 7th crystal for Mike. And Ganon is just up in the forest, so here we go. So that's 1 cycle. 2 cycle. 3 cycle. Already on to phase 2. You be careful though, because bats still hurt.
Yeah, well, yeah.
And already phase 2 is done. Come on, Mike. You don't need to. But 1 more for good measure, I suppose. Alright, Iceman. Kill the Iceman. Very nice fight. Very nice fight on Iceman's side. Swamp Palace, lol. Gets the torch glitch, no problem, which means that it's smooth sailing unless something catastrophic happens for Ganon's bats in placement. A couple times I've been too close to Ganon when he shot his bat, and I don't know if you're aware, but the bat basically reverses the direction that you are pushed. So if you're holding down, the bat's going to push you up, and vice versa. Oopsie. A little bit too soon there.
And there
And
goes.
GG's in chat for our winner today. Moving on to a 3-2 is going to be StructuralMike with a official time of, I don't have the race room open, but his timer says 1:30:56. GG's Mike. And Iceman gets to feel a very familiar pain to me. 1:30:55 is the official time. It is a familiar sting to look over and see that your opponent is done and you are multiple crystals behind. It
And not even in
certainly
co
does
mode.
not feel the most pleasant. And we are joined by our winner tonight, GG's good sir.
GG's.
GG's, buddy.
Brilliant play on Juicetown there.
New PB. Let's go.
Just casual PB.
Well, the trick to the sea was to last locate your mirror. And then you sketch go mode. I don't know. That was wild.
How'd you feel when you saw those boots?
Good. Get to have boots.
And
What can I
GG's
say?
to Iceman. Welcome on in.
Thank you.
GG's.
So Meyer, did I decide not to go into?
Get to have boots. GG's Meyer.
Was that actually it though?
Yes.
That's where Kina Samara was.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess because I decided not to dip Eastern and got bailed out for getting Bone Eastern big outside of Eastern, I figured the same would be for Meyer. I was wrong.
I had very bad stuff left to do, so I went into Meyer with my big key. Got my Samaria. I'm like, well, this doesn't do anything for me, and then I left. This was an incredible connector seed because nothing led to the mountain, and I near last located my mirror on Catfish. So by the time I got mirror, I was like, I guess I go to the mountain now and get my fire rod, and next entrance fire rod. Okay, I guess I'm in go mode. I don't know where Hera is, but I'll find it. And then I found it, and here I am.
Yeah, as soon as I got mirror, I'm like that, and I think I had a hook shot at the time. I'm like, that gives me a lot of stuff on the mountain to do. Let me just go do that quickly. And that just, I guess, sidetracked me a bunch.
Yeah, exactly.
Where was TR Big Key?
I don't know.
GT tile room.
Okay.
Okay, which I couldn't get because of Samaria. Got it.
Right. Yeah, that's rough. Yeah, I PB'd. I mean, I got lucky and PB'd, so I'm sorry you had to be there for it, Iceman.
It's fine. It's honestly a case of if I had Samaria, I obviously would have gone into Meyer, but without Samaria, I'm like, no, I'm just gonna keep avoiding this for a bit longer and hope it doesn't bite me, and it does. That's Crosskeys, honestly.
So you're Samaria and TRB Key go mode or something?
Yep.
Yeah.
I just started basically clearing crystal dungeons because I'm like, I can do basically everything else in all the other dungeons.
Yeah.
And because of that point, I'm like, I might as well just wait for Samaria for Meyer. I was basically gonna full put that off until then.
Yeah, and I couldn't do any dungeons because fire unlocks every dungeon apparently.
Mhm.
Uh,
So that was just the case that because I went to the mountain earlier and got that fire rod, that got me a lot more stuff to do.
why would you go to Catfish so early and get progression? That's wild to me.
I think I was just on a Dark World loop, and I'm like, when else am I going to go to Catfish? I'm already here. And I was very tempted to fake flipper down to Dark Shopping Mall, but once I pulled that mirror, I'm like, no, the mountain's calling. That is basically everything on the mountain to do.
Yeah, no, it's completely understandable. I did a route that made Catfish last, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Because I went to Pod with my first Dark World access,
Okay.
and then say quit in Pod area, and then do Northwest Dark World. Yeah, so
Oh, this is what Crosskeys does. Just one person picks a slightly different route, and they just hit everything that they need.
Yeah, I was never seen a seed this like tight in progression. It was wild. Yeah.
We were actually talking about how the pendulum can swing in either direction at any second. Because if one singular thing had been different, for instance, if Hera's location had been in like Hammerpeg's cave, the race might have turned out totally different.
I totally expected Hera to be behind Mitz and Flute, and this would last another hour, because that's
you know
usually
where the
what
Mitts are,
happens.
Mike?
No?
Would you
Pod?
like to?
Is it Pod?
Iceman, would you like to tell him?
It depends. I'm guessing what was the first mitts or first glove that for your
The first
or
mitts.
the only glove.
Wasn't that in CAC?
Spec Rock was the
Yeah,
first
exactly.
glove that you guys got.
Yeah.
Okay, so then mine was Eastern.
Third
Kinda
chest?
Eastern.
Was it third chest?
Yep.
Stelphos?
Like
the third
wins
right after
again.
Stelphos. Because I was kicking myself once I saw that. I'm like, this is free. Once
No,
you get
it's
to
not.
CAC, you didn't. Well, okay. You find Eastern, you're basically like, that's an item you can get right away without any other. A lot of people don't, but I'm kicking myself like, oh, that could have been my first glove, which meant my second glove would have been Mitts, much easier routing through some other places. But no, I decided to wait until I had bow and big key to go in here.
Where was the big key?
Big key was on Desert Ledge. I took Hookshot
okay.
Cave to get to Meyer area and then mirrored on the ledge.
Where was
Or
Hookshot
for the
Cave?
ledge. Hookshot Cave was King's Tomb.
Okay.
This is, you see now where my mirror got me a lot of places that I'm thinking are pretty good, just led me further and further away from where I needed to go.
Yeah, it was wild. Okay, don't get Mitts. Last Gate Mirror. These are the rules of Crosskeys.
Clearly.
Wow, you got so eternally screwed by my Eastern microdip. That's wild. So like it's half a meme because I do the first two chests because doing the third chest means that if I go back into Eastern, I have to go the same path twice.
Makes sense.
It makes some sense. I do it mostly to annoy Telethar.
Also makes sense.
And when it works out, it just feels extra good.
I mean, the same can be said for any bunny walking.
Yeah. But bunny walking is slow.
Yeah, I did a little bit, but I tried not to do too much. As soon as I saw that big juicy cave blind spot in the Arrow game, I'm like, no, stop bunny walking, go find your pearl, and then come back here. And then pearl's just on Laser Bridge. Easy.
Yeah. Laser Bridge was pretty late, but not so late. I did bunny walking. Well, I found Vu, but I left, so that didn't really influence me. Yeah. The hammer. Did you find the hammer? Sort of
That was like
early.
very first item I found
Yeah.
for
Okay.
the most part. My route is honestly Link's house to Flute 5, and I just happened to get that bomb off the crow.
Oh, you got a lucky drop.
100% lucky at that point. I'm like,
Oh,
ooh,
sick.
hype cave. I can get this all in one trip. Ooh, there's the hammer. Okay, I'm happy about this.
I was not lucky enough to get a crow drop, so GG's you, I guess.
It didn't help in the long run, but it was nice early game to at least have a weapon. Then I found the sword just hanging out at Mushroom Spot. So I'm like, okay, at least have 2 weapons now.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that was cool.
No, this was a fun seed, and like I said, it's just one person finds an item that just leads them astray. One person last locates the item that blocks too many things. It's Crosskeys.
Yep, absolutely. And this one was a pleasure.
That was fun. Thanks
got
for the
boots.
restream. Thanks for the commentating.
GG's, gentlemen,
GG.
both of you.
Yeah. Are you continuing next the following weeks, Iceman, or are you one of the?
Oh yeah, I don't
Three-and-outs?
drop.
No. All right. Well,
I like Crosskeys too much to not to drop. I just play it through, and I'm hoping my record will actually improve to 4-4. I've never had a even. I've always been on the losing side.
yeah. Well,
So let's hope
I
I can
believe
pull it
in
out in
you.
the next couple weeks.
I believe in you. You just last locate myths. That's you don't get myths. Getting myths is a curse. Always a curse.
Well, you can't help it if you just happen to stumble upon myths. Like
I know, but that is my advice. I don't know what to say. What do you think, Ross? Do you like myths and crosskeys?
Depends on how soon I get them.
Do you like them when you're an hour and 5 in?
About
if you have flute, it's
as
not that bad.
much
'Cause
as
it
I
makes
like mustard on all of my things, which is
Oh,
to
okay.
say, no.
Big fan of
Mustard
mustard,
is
maybe?
disgusting.
No? Okay.
I hate mustard. I'm with Roz on that one.
Yeah. That's a fair statement.